Hello everyone, I am Shifat Hussain and I am presenting our study, Neuro-Symbolic Representations of 3D Scenes using Universal Scene Description Language. 3D computer vision is vital in machine learning research with many recent advancements in semantic segmentation, pose estimation, autonomous systems, etc. But storing the 3D data captured from sensors in point cloud and voxel representation pose challenges in efficiency. Point cloud or voxel representations are not able to store the complex and deformable shapes of objects. These also have problems separating input noise from actual values. Voxel-based CNNs and graph-based approaches also introduce complexities and computational overhead when transforming into structural formats. Here in this study, we propose a neuro-symbolic approach for 3D scene representation using Universal Scene Description Language. This integrates both known object and 3D point cloud data. We introduce neuro-symbolic conversion to identify and replace point clouds with 3D objects. Proposed systems can efficiently store RGB depth data into USD representation and conversely render back to the RGBD data. The input to the framework is an RGBD image. The output is a representation in USD format. The RGBD is first converted to 3D point cloud representation. Then, RGB channels are used to identify, segment, and project instances of library objects onto the point cloud. Segmented points in the point cloud are replaced with 3D symbolic mesh data by accurately predicting the rotation, translation, and other properties of the object. Both the object meshes and background point cloud are stored in USD representation. This generated USD scene is then rendered and matched with the input RGBD image for quantitative analysis. Here we can see the RGB and depth data are acquired from an image source. This input neural RGBD image is then converted to point cloud data. The objects of interest are then searched and segmented within the point cloud data, resulting in point clouds of different identified objects. Then the point cloud of the objects are replaced with 3D symbolic mesh data, which can be stored side by side with the background point cloud in the USD format. At this point, the replaced 3D meshes do not represent the object in the given input image. To properly replace the object point clouds with a 3D mesh, we predict different properties associated with the object. For example, the rotation, translation, color, etc. For each combination of different properties of the objects, we render those objects with the background point clouds and then match with the neural image. Finally, when we get a perfect match with the input, we update the object library with the predicted properties. In our experiments, we compared two neural images, input RGBD and rendered USD representation using mean squared error MSE and structural similarity index measure SSIM metrics. We observed that the input RGBD image and reconstructed USD renders are very similar in our experiments. All of our experiments showed 100% accurate classification of the object of interest and zero error in one-dimensional translation in replacement. We have also seen minimal error in predicting the angular orientation, resulting in highly structurally similar reconstructed images from the USD. Here in this experiment, an input neural image of a car is given. The object of interest, in this case the car, is identified from the RGB image using our proposed neuro-symbolic conversion method, and the car pixels are projected and removed from the point cloud. Then instances of the library object, the car, with different properties like distance, rotation, and color are generated. These instances, along with the background point cloud data, are rendered and matched with the input image to identify the properties of the object of interest. This gives us the best matched car properties shown using the green box. These properties will be used to replace the car points in the point cloud with the 3D car mesh. Our work demonstrates a substantial advancement in the neuro-symbolic representation of 3D data. Bidirectional USD conversion, object-wise property extraction, and dynamic library matching illustrates the efficiency and adaptability of our approach. We plan to focus more on the deeper exploration of the intersymbolic relationships in the future. Thank you. We invite you to share any inquiries, insights, or suggestions you may have regarding our study. Your input is valuable to us, and we welcome the opportunity to engage in further discussion and exchange ideas. Thank you once again for your time.